I am going to show you the must-know 7 diatonic chords of a key. The 7 chords is basically made up, not basically made up, it is made up of the major scale. So for a key of E, E major scale. Now I call that a solfège would be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, but in a lot of countries, people will call the solfège only in the key of C. But just to specify here, it is a movable solfège. So I'm playing in the key of E major, so it really doesn't matter what key you're playing in. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do will be the roots of this movable solfège. Just like this, key of E. That's all you really need to know to start with is the major scale. You've heard it a million times. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. It's the beginning of it. Those are the root notes of the 7 chords that happen in every key. Just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And back to the root again, the E. It's also the Nashville system. So when people say they just talk about numbers and chords, like a 1, 4, 5 progression, you know, well, it's 1. Go up the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. Well, that's your 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. How many songs have you heard like that? Or 1, 5, 4. So it's the basis of all music, really. It's the fundamentals. It's one of the first things that I learned. So check this out. I'll play a little bit for you. I'm going to go in the key of E. I'm going to drone out the E here. All these chords, it's all the same notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 8, which is the root again. It's just so helpful knowing this. I mean, I really stress learning this. It's one of the most important things, if not the most important things about music, is knowing this, because there's so many levels to it. This is really the first level. I have a graph for all these chords. I'll put it in one PDF, which I already have, and I'll email it to you. Just email me at info@jerrycherry, and I'll shoot it right over to you. The basic E major structure right there, which shows the low E string. And I like to look at the chord and go, you know what? I could see the intervals in there. That's really important to see a chord and go, well, open is the E, looking from left to right here at your headstock. If it was facing up like that. I see that first black dot right there. That's the 5th. Then you got the octave, then you got the major 3rd, then you have the open B string and the open E string. That's an E7 chord. Because look what I did is I dropped that note on the D string to an E7. So you're looking at just the key of E as an E major 7 chord, because it's going right down the scale. The next chord, which is F sharp. Now these chords, the reason I'm showing these to you is because these are the basic bar chords that are in every key. So starting on the 2nd, the F sharp here note of the major scale. It's a minor chord. Looks like that, F sharp minor. If you drop this note, you have the 7th, F sharp minor 7. The next one, it's a minor chord. Let's drop the 7th, here's the 7th. I'm gonna go right up the scale. On the 5th degree is the A major 7. Then you go to this one, 5 chord. Then you have your dominant chord right there, just like that. 7 chord. Now, the reason I'm showing this, like once again, is this is the same pattern in every key, everywhere. 9. Here's a minor chord, C sharp minor. Same thing as all the other minors that we had. C sharp minor. The 2nd chord right here, the 2 chord, minor. C minor, F sharp minor 7, G sharp minor, G sharp minor 7, same thing here in C. And And then last but not least, you have the half diminished chord, which is the weird one in the crew here. D sharp, half sharp diminished, and minor 7 flat 5 chord right here. It's hard to finger it out right there in this position. Back to the E again. All right, so this is really, really good stuff. Hopefully, if you want a graph, PDF of all those, just send me an email, info@jerrycherry. I'll shoot it right over to you. Now, check this out. What I was doing was, when I'm messing around like this, sounds pretty cool, right? Or maybe it doesn't. But I just went through all of those 7 chords while droning out this E, because I played all the 7 chords of the diatonic key, but without playing the root of it. So check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, if I leave off the low note and I just play the E over the whole thing, look, I'm playing the same chords, but I'm leaving the E off. And it's giving a different sound. So it's the same thing. Check this out. Do all that with just the E note. Pretty interesting, right? I think so. If you think so, give me a round of applause. Give you a round of applause. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. So let's see, where can we go with this? You know, let's give another example. Here, a lot of people know this G chord. And I'll play a C, a D. Well, it's the same thing, only starting in G. Start the G major scale. Well, if you go from a G to a C, that's the 4. Why? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 5 would be the D. So it's the same thing as this. Same thing. It's the same thing. Now you know the inside of the of this. What else can I do over this? Well, you have these 3 chords. Well, there's 7 chords of every key. So it's like, well, why just stick to these 3 when you have the options of playing some more? Like you could be in G, and you could say, well, I want to play the what's the 2nd chord? Well, you know that's just an A minor 7 chord. So now I can play it, or play it here. I can throw that in there. What about the 3 chord? Put the 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. That's a B minor. Let's see what that sounds like. C. D. What if I wanted to play the 6th chord in there? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an E minor. Okay. G. E. C. D. So now I just added 3 more chords to the 3 chords that I played in G. Then of course you have that 1 more chord, which would be a half diminished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'd be an F sharp diminished. It would be like this. Let's add that in there. See what I'm doing right here? I'm playing an E, and I'm playing the C scale going down. So it's an E Phrygian. And then if I play E Phrygian, which is the E note of this E, well, I could play the next step up would be F, the 4 chord. So I know this degree, this formula. So I know this is major, 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 minor. They go 5, 6, 7, root to key of C. So I can play those 7 chords in the key of C while droning the low E. And that's going to give me a Phrygian sound. Right? So I'm playing C major. But I'm droning the E, which is the 3rd degree. So it's an E minor chord. I play the C major scale here. This is the fundamentals of everything right here. This right here is probably the most important thing to know. Here's another little trick. Okay, so if you know this already right now, you know that there's 7 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 1 again. All these chords. This is in every key. And what's really cool, say you want to play the blues, right? And blues is like 3 dominant chords, right? Well, it's like the 5 chord. Well, check this out. If I know that I'm playing blues in B, really I'm in like the key of E, are the chords around this chord. So it's a 5 chord, right? You get this Mixolydian mode. Like if you were playing a blues, like an E. Nobody really plays blues in B, do they? Right? Or rock and roll, whatever. I'm playing the E major scale right here. Believe it or not, over this B. Check it out. Starting on the B, E major scale. So now I know, because this is in the key of E, but I'm playing off of the B, I have all those chords to choose from right here. See, check this out. I'll create a little loop here. So it's just the B jam thing, right? I can play the E major scale over this B. But I'll focus on the B note, but with the E major scale. All those chords we played, I can play them over this progression. I'm playing around the 7 chords of E. E, F sharp. But because I know that formula, if I was in a chord like that B, which is like a blues chord, it's a dominant 7 chord, like this. I know that because of this chord, this B7, that B7 is a 5 chord of the key of E, that every note in E works over that. You know, I mean, I'm not thinking about E when I'm playing in B, really, but I know for the sake of this lesson that you could really kind of see the fretboard a little bit differently with that. If you find this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Any questions about this, let me know too. And, you know, it doesn't just stop there. You know, that's just that's the 5. Okay, well, what about the 4 chord? You know, some cool stuff right here. Over this, check this out, this A chord. Well, in the key of E, this is the 4 chord. Well, I also have, you know, a B in there, right? Well, check it out. That's how you have your Lydian sound there. Letting the A drone while playing the chords of E. Look what you get. You get A, you get a B chord, You have your C sharp minor right there. Then you have your diminished chord again, which is this one right here. It's really helpful to know just these 7 chords. There's so much. I'm basically describing modes right here too with all this stuff, because each note of this scale is a mode as well. It's a different flavor. Each chord brings a different flavor to the table. You know, like if I took the same philosophy or the same idea and I went to the key of A right there. Okay, so you got A major. I know that A is the 1 chord, B is the 2 chord, B minor, or B minor 7. I know that C sharp is the 3 chord. I know that D is the 4 chord. I know that E is the 5 chord. I know that F sharp minor is the 6th chord. I know that G sharp is the 7th chord. And I know back to A is the 1 chord again. So you have the A. Just harmonize the whole major scale. And all you really have to know is if you know them on these 2 strings, then you know all of them, the shapes. Because the 1, here's the shapes of the 1 through 7 on the E string, key of E. And on the A string with the root, you have the key of A. With that shape. If you know that, you know all of them. Because if you wanted to do, say, you're like B. So here's the B on the A string chord. Well, here's the B major scale. Go right up to all 7 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to B again. So now I know all the degrees and the formulas of all the chords in B. So much fun to know these chords, and once you know these, it really, really opens up your mind to know music and just where you can go with it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me here today. If you want that PDF, just email me, info@jerrycherry. Let me know any great ideas. Keep them coming. That's how I've been able to do this for 4 years. Your ideas. So thank you guys. So remember, be cool, be kind, be cherry. And I made a really good video on these chords, these 7 diatonic chords too. I'll put that right up there for you. It's a quick video and I'd love it for you to check that out. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much.